Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam, ala Rasulullah, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi hajmai. All praises and thanks to Almighty Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the worlds. May the peace and blessing of Allah be upon Muhammad, his household, his companions, and all the believing Muslim until the day of judgment. So it's time for us to bring you another episode of our Friday reminder. So swiftly into this episode, we want to look for answer to this all important question of life. Where does happiness lie? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers this question in the Quran. Allah says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Alladina hamanu wa tatma'inu qulubuhum bi dhikrillah. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'inul qulub. Allah says in this ayah of the Quran, Quran chapter 13 verse 28, that Alladina hamanu, those who believe, wa tatma'inu qulubuhum bi dhikrillah, whose hearts find rest in the remembrance of Allah. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'inul qulub. Without a doubt, it is in the remembrance of Allah do hearts truly find rest. So this is the answer to this whole important question. So we just try to find out what Allah says. Is it in the remembrance of Allah that hearts truly find rest? So how can we really remember Allah? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tells us in the Quran that wa akim salata lidhikri. So this is the very first answer, very first way we can really remember Allah is through observance of salat, is through performance of our salat. Because Allah said, wa akim salata lidhikri, and offer your salat, observe salat to remember me, for remembrance. Allah said we should offer salat for remembrance. So salat is the first form of remembrance that we can truly find rest, joy, and happiness in it. So it is very, very important for us to always observe our salat with full submission, with full submissiveness, by having full concentration, by trying to achieve a near perfection salat. Though we cannot 100% perfect in our salat, but we have to try our best that we ensure that whenever we are in salat, we put all our worries, we put them behind us, and we try to achieve full submissiveness in our salat. Because Allah says in Surah Al-Mu'minun, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون. So the very first quality Allah mentions in this Quran chapter is that in this Quranic ayah, that successful are the believers, those who are humbly submissive in their salat. Alladina hum fi salatihim khashi'un. They are humbly submissive in their salat. So when we truly perform our salat with full submissiveness, and we try to achieve near perfection, because we cannot 100% perfect in salat. It was tried during the time of Prophet Muhammad. There was a companion that tried it, and it was not successful. It's not possible. There is no way one or two things will not come to our mind. As a human being, we're a human being. Nobody can achieve infallibility. It's not possible. We are bound to make mistakes, but let's try to achieve submissiveness. When we're in salat, we come to realization that we are standing before Allah, and we are communicating with Allah. So let's try to be focused and try to understand what we are doing, that we are engaged in that communication with Allah, our Creator, we are engaging in the intercommunication process with Allah. So we need to be focused and understand what we are reading in our salat. We don't have to go for a very, very long ayah of the Quran. It is permissible to observe a salat with just Surah Al-Fatiha, for example. So an ayah of the Quran suffice. You can praise your salat, you can read your salat with just an ayah of the Quran, because it's very important that we understand the meaning of what we are saying in our salat. So the second thing that can really give us happiness is the Quran. Allah says, Al-Quran wa shifa wa rahma lil mu'minin. Quran is a healer and a mercy for the believers. It is through Quran that we can really be happy. We can really we can have a feeling of that it is indescribable. When you are reading your Quran and you understand what you are saying, the feeling experience, it is indescribable. So even those that don't know how to read the Quran, when you listen to the Quran, it soothes your heart. Your mind is at rest. The tranquility, the peace that you feel is you cannot really describe it. So your mind is at rest. You when you are worried, when you are perturbed, when you are disturbed, try to listen to the Quran. If you don't know how to read it, if you can't read the Quran, try to listen to it. Play the Quran instead of listening to something that will really corrupt your mind. Please listen to the Quran. You are a woman, you are cooking, and you don't know what to do. Instead of you just listen to something that can really bring dirty thoughts to your mind, please listen to the Quran. Quran will really bring happiness, will bring joy to your heart, will bring a feeling that only those that truly read the Quran all the time that can really tell you what I'm trying to say. So the Quran, as Prophet Muhammad advised us that, when in his last sermon, that we should cling on to the Quran and his way and his sunnah. So Quran is something that is a book, is the miracle of Rasulullah. It's something that when you read it all the time, it brings happiness to you. When you are down, just read the Quran. Pick up the Quran. Whenever you feel down, pick up the Quran and read it, and trust me, you will feel relief and you will feel happy and your mind will be at peace. So thirdly, what we can do is what brings happiness and joy to the heart that really give human being happiness is, especially with believers and every human being. So is askar, is remembrance of Allah. So askar, is to wet our lips with remembrance of Allah according to the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in an hadith narrated Abu Hurairah and Abu Hurairah, qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inni astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayhi fi yawmi mihatan moratin. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in this hadith that he seeks forgiveness of Allah. He used to seek forgiveness of Allah 100 times in a day. So imagine if Prophet ﷺ, the best of human beings, could seek forgiveness of Allah 100 times in a day. So that to receive Rahman of Allah, that's why the Prophet himself used to do that. So what about we? That we are nothing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let us do something that Allah will consider from us, and Allah will use to bless us on the day of judgment. So we need to wet our lips with askar all the time. The askar sabaha and the askar masahan. The askar that we say in the morning, like asbahana wa asbah mulkullah walhamdulillah la sharika lah la ilaha illa wa ilayhi nushur. I'm saying now, when it comes to the evening, we say, I'm saying now, I'm saying mulkullah walhamdulillah la sharika lah la ilaha illa wa ilayhi nushur. So we need to get ourselves a copy of that book if you don't have it yet, The Fortress of the Muslim, All these askar, all these sayings, all these remembrance that we say as true believers following the example of Rasulullah, they are contained in this booklet. So it is important that we get ourselves a copy of this booklet if you haven't got it, Fortress of the Muslim. So this, because we need to. This is one of the ways we can really achieve happiness in life. When we wet our lips, when we wet our tongues, our lips with the remembrance of Allah all the time. For example, you are driving and you are alone. You are not talking to anybody. Instead of you just going driving and not doing anything, wet your lips with a scar of Allah. Wet your tongues with a scar of Allah. Wet your tongue with the remembrance of Allah. Say Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, wa la hawla, wa la quwwata illa billah. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Astaghfirullah, without specifying a number. Apart from you do the normal 100 a day, the 100 a day you can do it anytime. You can choose to do the 100 istighfar, say in Fajr, after the Fajr time, for example, or after the Fajr time, or after Asri, because we know in Islamically speaking, after Maghrib then it's another day. So you can choose to do it after Fajr or after Asri, before Maghrib. You can seek istighfar 100 times a day. So we should continue, we should cultivate this habit. It should be part of us, that we remember Allah all the time, because this is where happiness lies. Happiness does not lie in having a big houses, big mansion, in having big cars, exotic cars, all these material things. They will not give us true happiness. We there are example of people that they achieve all of these things. At the end of the day, they even took their lives. There are so many the so-called celebrities that they accumulated all this wealth. They have all these big mansions, all these exotic cars. At the end of the day, they took their own life. They are not happy. So happiness lies in observing your salat, connecting with Allah in salat. Happiness lies in reading your Quran, in listening to the beautiful word of Allah, the Quran. And happiness also lies in doing askar, wetting our tongue, our lips with askar of Allah. Remember Him in the morning, in the evening, and every time that we are alone, we're idle, we are not doing anything. In our free time, let's wet our lips with askar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those people that will be truly happy in this world, and they will be among the people that will be the happiest, and that will achieve the ultimate success on the day of judgment. This little that I've said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it beneficial for you and I, make it beneficial for everybody who happen to see this video, who happen to watch this video. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove this pandemic from our world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purify our hearts. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring succor to our life, bring relief to our life. May Allah be with all our families, all our relatives. May Allah guide the leadership of the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all right. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let not shaitan overcome us and have power over our respective families. This is where I'm going to be the reminder to a close. So I would like to use the opportunity to quickly thank all our subscribers so far. So your support is well appreciated. So we appeal to those who haven't subscribed to subscribe, to like our Facebook page, to follow us on Instagram. So until I come your way again, it's been your brother Idris Limboye. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace.